After severe storms roll through the southeast, another round possible on Friday, followed by much colder air and the chance for some mountain snow. Hi, everybody. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Justice, keeping you up to date on all things weather. If you're new to this page, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. My goal is to keep you up to date on anything coming our way, and I would love to help you out. So please, in the comment section, let me know where you're watching from. Let's dig deeper into the pattern as we move forward here, because today's severe weather risk has been a little bit rocking and rolling across the parts of Georgia into the Carolinas. We had some strong storms roll through. Throughout the day tomorrow, that does shift off toward the I-95 corridor. That threat may be enhanced tomorrow if we can get a little bit more sunshine and destabilize the atmosphere. The tornado outlook today has been low. Tomorrow, we may see it grow just a little bit across eastern parts of North Carolina, basically from Wilmington up through Raleigh, eastbound toward the Outer Banks. We'll have to watch that area closely for the chance that some stronger storms get in the way. What's happening right here is we've got a big upper level low. Now, I like to say it all the time. An upper level low is a meteorologist's woe. It's a tricky, complex weather system that basically, with cold core above our heads, what it does is allow for steep lapse rates. When you get steep lapse rates, one, you get the rising motion of the atmosphere to occur much greater. That warm air at the surface wants to go up higher faster because the air is cooler. On top of that, some of the mountain communities can be cold, and that's why we'll have some snow in some locations. This energy, so to speak, kind of rolling along the base of it. That's why we've had some strong storms today, where it's usually at the base and the southern part of that. That's why the storms today have been over the upstate parts of South Carolina, Greenville up through Asheville, Atlanta. Charlotte had some strong storms. Tomorrow, the base of it sits where the severe weather threat is, right here at the exit region of that jet, which would be over the eastern parts of North Carolina. But the big upper level trough just sits here and digs, so it's going to be cool Friday night, Saturday, but by Sunday, we're seeing rising ridges here. This ridge is going to lead to warming conditions, and really a nice couple of days sets up for next week as a lot of areas will warm up. But let's check out that storm threat moving forward here. We've got storms that'll take a break tonight, but as we go through the day on Friday, notice how there's some more rain trying to kickstart back in western North Carolina. And that blue, yes, that is snowfall. Mount Pisgah, Mount Mitchell, up through Beech Mountain, Sugar Mountain, some of the higher elevations. We get it every year late in the year. We're getting an April snow in these areas. Now, there will be some rain that tries to kickstart in the upstate through Charlotte, through the Carolinas, and some of that rain could be locally heavy, and we could also get a severe thunderstorm. Can't rule it out here, but we're going to be so cool that I don't expect it to be anything really widespread or severe. Mainly just some heavy rain, and you may get a report of some graupel or some light, small hail in some locations. But the mountains, yeah, a little bit of snow flurry action there across the Tennessee line. And the storm action, the severe storm action, will be over here in that area I showed you that were highlighted for severe weather throughout the day. That pushes off toward the south and east, and better weather moves in. We're going to have a nice weekend take shape with dry conditions. That said, we may get some light accumulation at the higher peaks of the mountains, a dusting to an inch to some of those elevations above 4,500 feet to 5,000 feet. It's a rare snow event, but we get it about once or twice a year late in the year. How about temperatures? Underneath this cold core, what you get is cold air. So tomorrow, temperatures are going to be considerably colder in the mountains on Friday compared to the upstate and areas east. Moving forward, though, we're all going to cool down. Friday night, by 10 o'clock, it's 41 degrees in Asheville, 50 in Greenville, 50 in Charlotte, 54 in Atlanta. This cold air is coming in, and boy, oh boy, by Saturday morning, we're at 34 in Asheville and Hendersonville. It's 39 in Greenville, and the wind's going to be blowing. So it's going to be quite chilly on Saturday. We will eventually warm back up in the afternoon hours to around 60 in the upstate, but only in the upper 40s to around 50 in the mountains. It is going to be really, really cold, and with the wind blowing around, that's going to make it feel even colder, especially by Saturday evening. Let me show you those wind gusts. Sometime Friday into Saturday, we're talking 30, 35 miles per hour. It starts to calm down a little bit Saturday afternoon, but it's still quite gusty out, and that feels like temperature is what's going to bite. I mean, we're talking about Friday night into Saturday morning. There's some teens showing up for feels like temperatures in western North Carolina. That is very, very cold. 7 a.m. feels like 30 in Asheville, 23 up through Weaverville, 34 in Greenville. Now, moving into the rest of the day on Saturday, we'll see temperatures begin to rebound, feeling like 57 in Greenville, but considerably colder in the mountains on Saturday. At 6 p.m., it feels like about 44 in Hendersonville, about 34 higher up in the mountains, and it gets really cold that evening as temperatures begin to plummet. So let's look at the extended outlook. Where do we go from here? Well, the days 8 through 14, this would get us toward the end of the month. This would go through the 24th. Looks like we're going to begin to warm things back up above normal temperatures. Big ridge diving into the middle parts of the United States, and that's going to allow us to begin to warm things back up here into the end of the month. And as far as precipitation is concerned, looks like we're really drying out. That next couple of days beyond Friday, it looks to be dry, completely dry, no rain. Thankfully, we've caught up. We're not dealing with widespread drought conditions and wildfire concerns. That can catch back up in a hurry, but we're doing okay for at least a little bit. Haven't had all the rain that we have here lately. The extended outlook, this is weeks 3 through 4, that gets us through that first couple of days of May. Looks like we have equal chances for above or below normal temperatures. It means it'll be closer to normal. Hey, I'll deal with normal any day. So what does that look like on a bar graph? Well, here you go. Monday, we're warming back up into the 70s, and most of next week kind of sits some cooler days. You notice around the 60-degree mark, but overall, it looks like toward the end of the month, we're warming up. A couple of 80s showing up in here, and that's typically when we start to see our warm-ups happen, is toward the first few days of May. And pollen season will finally start to go. The peak of tree pollen season is usually this week. So moving forward here, if you're suffering from allergies, especially the pine pollen, which just covers everything, that's going to start to let up. You may not need as many car washes in 1 week moving into the next 2 weeks, as we'll slowly start to see that pine pollen begin to let up a little bit. So that's the way things are cooking up right now. I'll keep you posted.